Okay, let's start with a question. What if the key to defeating the flu isn't just a vaccine, but a technology that could change how we fight all diseases? That's the promise of Moderna's new mRNA flu shot, mFlusiva. But here's the twist. The same innovation that helped end a global pandemic might struggle to convince Long Islanders, and Americans in general, to actually take it. And that disconnect? It's not just about science. It's about fear, politics, and how we process risk in the 21st century. Let's unpack this. First, why is mFlusiva a big deal? Because it's the first flu vaccine using mRNA technology approved for widespread use since the COVID shots. Studies show it's 26.6% more effective than traditional flu vaccines in people 50 to 64. Wait, only 26.6%? That might sound modest, but if you're over 50, that could mean the difference between surviving the flu and ending up in the ICU. Tens of thousands of older adults die from the flu annually. So even a small percentage boost here is life-changing. But here's what's fascinating. This vaccine isn't just better, it's smarter. Traditional flu vaccines are still made using 70-year-old egg-based methods, which means scientists have to guess strains months in advance. With mRNA, they could tweak the formula faster as new strains emerge. Imagine a flu shot that's less like a dartboard and more like a laser-guided system. That's the real revolution here. But here's the problem. The word mRNA still triggers anxiety for many. Why? Because during the pandemic, a ton of people absorbed the idea that mRNA vaccines alter your DNA. Which is 100% false. mRNA doesn't touch your DNA, it's like a temporary instruction manual your cells toss out after use. What's wild is how this myth stuck. I mean, the same technology that saved millions during the pandemic is now being sabotaged by the very public it helped. And this isn't just a random coincidence, it's a symptom of how we process scientific information now. We've got this weird cultural baggage where new equals dangerous, even when a new means more precise, faster, and proven. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room, politics. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., yes, that Kennedy, has been a vocal critic of mRNA tech. His department actually blocked Moderna's initial approval attempt earlier this year until scientists and industry leaders pushed back. And when Moderna announced a $500 million cut to mRNA research, Kennedy claimed the tech doesn't work for diseases like flu or COVID. Which is mind-blowing. Because the data from the 40,000-person trial says otherwise. This isn't just bureaucratic red tape, it's a direct clash between evidence-based medicine and ideological resistance. And the consequences? They're not theoretical. If mRNA funding dries up, what does that mean for experimental vaccines against Ebola, malaria, or even cancer? This isn't about the flu anymore, it's about the future of medicine itself. But here's the deeper issue. Vaccine hesitancy isn't really about the science. It's about trust. And trust has been eroded by mixed messaging during the pandemic. Remember when masks were useless, then mandatory? When lockdowns were debated like political football? So now, when experts say mRNA is safe, a chunk of the public hears, trust us again. Which is why convincing people to take mFlusiva feels like climbing a mountain. Even though the vaccine could prevent hospitalizations and deaths, the real battle is winning back confidence in institutions. So what's next? Well, Moderna's already testing mFlusiva in younger age groups, and they're pushing into areas like mRNA-based cancer treatments. This vaccine is just the tip of the iceberg. But the bigger question is, can we separate legitimate skepticism from paralyzing fear? Because the stakes aren't just about this flu season. They're about whether we'll embrace tools that could redefine how we approach global health. Personally, I think the mRNA revolution is inevitable. But the road ahead? It's going to be bumpy. What do you think? Can we fix public trust before the next pandemic hits? Let me know in the comments.